You do not need perfect English to lead a team. What you do need is for your English to be clear. Today, we are going to take a look at 5 simple tips that will make you sound more confident when you are speaking, even in those high-pressured situations. And I think these are some tips that even native English speakers should follow sometimes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Syntax English with me, Jessica. As I mentioned not even a minute ago, we're going to take a look at 5 simple tips that I have. And these are extremely useful if English is your second language and your mind runs faster than your words. First tip, slow down the conversation. You are allowed to pause, you are allowed to breathe, you are allowed to think before you speak. And this is one that gets me often. I sometimes get very excited about the question that I'm asked, and I will come out with one of these. Yes, no, maybe. Because I'm literally saying what is running through my head at the time, and you get all the answers in one, which means that you get nothing from me. If a manager says to you, "What's the risk?" and you say, "Well, there are a few factors, and it depends on the vendor and the API and the budget," and you sound unsure in that situation, and people tend to stop listening to you. Let's try it again. Manager, what's the risk? Give me a second to collect my thoughts. Our main risk is the vendor timing. If that slips, delivery will move by a week. We didn't list all of the risks. We just spoke about the main risk for now. If the manager wants more, then the manager will ask for more. Colleague asks, do you agree? It could be fine unless the cash breaks, and then if it does, then you are rambling, your confidence doesn't sound great. The colleague asks, do you agree? Short answer, yes. The only concern that I have is the cache invalidation, which we can monitor. Remember, in this situation, you want to give one sentence first and then the detail. Some useful lines for you to remember. Give me a moment. Let me think about the best way to say this. Tip 2. It's been a long day. I apologize. Slow down your speech. Fast is not expert. Clear is expert. The people that you love listening to generally speak a little bit slower. They are easier to understand and everyone can follow along. But how do you speak slower? Number 1, you have to actively remind yourself to speak slower. I have a student who often puts a sticky note on his computer screen and it says there, speak slower. So whenever he is in an online meeting, he sees it and he's actively reminded to speak slower. Number 2, use shorter sentences. I know you're often told, complex sentences are great things. And yes, they can be. And yes, you can add more detail. But often in work situations, we want short sentences. Always pause at the full stop or at the period, the end of a sentence. Stop. Pause. Start your next sentence. Aim for one idea per sentence. Short sentences are better. One idea per sentence. And the last one, look up and make eye contact before your key point. As a quick drill, this emphasizes that this is the most important thing that I am talking about to you right now. To practice this, you are going to say the following sentence. You are going to record yourself, and if it sounds rushed, try it again with a 1 second pause between the sentences. 1 second. We're on track. The only risk is vendor timing. I will flag it early. Number 3, preparation is key. Try to rehearse the first line that you will say. Rehearse one of the questions that you will ask. If you feel brave enough, record yourself and listen to that recording. It is awkward. Trust me, I know. I edit all my videos. I hear myself talking back to myself. It's not fun. But I have learned a lot about the way that I say things and the mistakes that I make while I am talking, which you don't get to see. Quick micro prep before your meeting. You can state the purpose, first line, one question, and a backup phrase. For example, the purpose. By the end of this update, you will know the date and the main risk that we are currently facing. The first line, we are on track for Friday. One question, would you like the short version or the full version? Backup phrase, I am happy to share more detail if it is helpful. Tip 4. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. You can park a point and return with a better answer. You don't have to know everything in one go. Obviously, if it is really important to the update and it's one of the main points, then you should know it and then you should have practiced it in the previous point. You see? Okay. But sometimes we are asked questions or we are asked to give information that we weren't expecting. And rather than lie or try and BS your way through it, rather say something along the lines of, I have thoughts, but I want to check a detail. I will get back to you by 3 p.m. You are letting them know that you have an idea, you are uncertain about one thing, and you're giving a time as to when you will give them an answer. And please live up to that time. That makes you seem trustworthy. I don't want to guess. Let me confirm and reply after lunch. From my side, I often do this in class. If I realize that my explanation is not going to be good enough or the person is not going to understand me 100%, I tell them, let me think about this and find a good answer for you, and we can talk about it in more detail in the next class. And number 5, buy yourself time by asking a question. People love to hear themselves speak. So what you do is you get them talking by asking a question, and then it gives you time to do a little bit of thinking as well and to put those blocks in your mind in the right position. Useful lines in this situation. What makes you say that? Could you walk me through an example? What does success look like for you here? If you had to pick one outcome, which one matters the most? In these situations, you are, number one, getting more information from the person that you are talking to, but you are allowing yourself a little bit of time to think before rushing into an answer or rushing into the point that you are going to make. Remember that you can lead in English with simple language. Slow the conversation, slow your speech, prepare your first line, park and return. As always, in the description, there is an article for some extra examples and some drills that you can run through yourself. Record yourself. It really does help. I know I said it's a bit awkward, and it is, but it does help you. Okay, all right, trust me on that. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. And if you like this video, like it. That's a lot of likes. Thank you. Bye.